Hello there, you're welcome to CNR EXTRA on Citi TV. My name is Philip Latte. Coming up, traders downplay the impact of the closure of their shops in protest of increasing inflation and depreciation of the cedi.
Compliance level, we've had about 95% compliance all over Accra. We've been to Circle, we've been to Okanshi, Kantamanto, Abusokan. The compliance level is...
Greater Accra Security Council begins demolition of unlawful structures erected at the Sakumo Ramsar site.
The agency and the lands, forestry, will now identify buildings that are still sited in the waterway, and then they are marked, and then the next phase will continue. So we shall.
Also, woman sustains knife injuries after some assailants attempted beheading her at Goma Akote in the central region.
Private car. Me imagine say a trotro prampo ne ebe stop na obinsi. A hwana no mo di car e di abomi.
And broadcaster with Media General Captain Smart picked by the National Intelligence Bureau. We are grateful for joining us on CNR Extra, and you can join us with your thoughts, contributions and suggestions via WhatsApp 0550585832 or join our Facebook Live on Citi FM and Citi TV with your thoughts, contributions and suggestions. Jude, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Philip.
And he's going to do the conversation with me in-house. Let's move straight to the first story, where traders under the Ghana Union or Ghana Traders Association, that is GUTA, are downplaying the impact of their action.
This is the Opera Square. It's a Wednesday morning. On a typical Wednesday morning here, a very busy business district. You see all the shops here open and human traffic. But today, the situation is different. This is because the members here, or traders here, have shut down their business in protest against rising inflation as well as the fast depreciating cedi. They believe this move they are embarking on 5 days to shut down their shops will push government to do more to save the economy from further distress. My name is Vivian Kai Loco. Welcome to the Citi Newsroom. Today, we're here at the Opera Square and other business districts looking at the impact of the shutdown of shops in protest against rising cedi and inflation. Stay with us. Most shop owners who have closed their shops, obviously yielding to the directive from GUTA for them to close their shops. They all look like happy or excited about what is going on.
In fact,
yeah, of course.
now we're son when you am I in Abafana Zanakolo. What was a son mark? Dollar no na
down.
Everybody on us so Monday never a who here. A man woman that say no a seka. So na a ban left and right ye. Now tonight I had to son with the farm moment and number Monday and Kawu.
Now money opinion for one tenasi akasa say we the M1
so a cool and a cool so umbi and I'm so me and now it's not say yan to tomorrow. So me coming to me any home from Sebia I meant to. So as I was in maybe Emraso.
Now so say I say more 2 shops for 5 days and yes sir.
Oh 5 days there 5 days if you Madam, I know the why baby. Wait, when was a sub bus and quo. A commodome. So, 91 by traffic for 5 days, and I come chop money. At the moment, 2 Monday, and 1 here, but and 1 here.
5 days.
Oh,
where 5 days?
Medicine.
5 days is when you skated.
Oh, Mom, them how.
Our workers to them.
Almost soon how.
What you can see is, of course, the shops have been closed. We don't really see any shops being opened or anything. And all of them are yielding to the directive by Guta. And I have one Citi no any dollar no any no how na mo per se yes solve our problem because yes mo to na send message
Sir, issue ni there Bank of Ghana na akoso ni eni na if say dollar and cedi asem no enye ko benpo na ehwe ho just say bia wo tu panyi say on so Bank of Ghana the Bank of Ghana ho na wo mu nyina ejam so when you say politics say MPP say ADC obia sa nyimo mu na obia feli if say enye politics asem panfo na say oba ye say omu ye omaduma ye
na cho o shop ha
The metuade.
Then also.
Metal cables. You have free 5 a.m. Then we Accra. Up to now, stop beyond the into your break.
What a twade. Oh, yeah, electrician and now.
Try.
So how much are you spending extra to buy the same as a cable?
Yeah, we are spending more amount. Formerly cable meter 1.5, we buy it 120 Ghana cedi. Now 230 Ghana cedi.
120.
220 Ghana cedi. 2.5 RR now is 380 Ghana cedi. So it's too bad. Too bad. So we can't afford it.
How do your clients receive the constant increase?
Now when you do estimate for the clients, hardly before they can afford the estimate. Hardly before they can afford the estimate. Maybe they will think that you add some money to the price, but when you read the market, the price is not like that. So we are suffering in the country, please.
I'm seeing something different here. I'm seeing a shop which is opened. I don't know whether they are with the Guta. Yeah, I say yes. And then mama will be able shops. Anna.
Me dey me shop no mo je miska bi ntino. E ma me maswa ye shi. Ntino.
When Ojiuska.
Goodwill.
Ntino for. Ntino they want to shop 5 days so you say more to they want.
One day dey anke metumi na days ndo so. Enkura de nyina day no me de ma wo mo man fa ma wo mo ni di. Sabe manyini kakra. Se dollar no ekosoro a aban de bi free Bank of Ghana no de begum. Na agina kakra. Sesi ano aban fa bi free Bank of aban fa bi free Bank of Ghana begum. Se yese de bia o emu a ne kwafom a dollar no ye ya no de bia begum. Sesi abi free ba bia amba. Ti kakra kakra no mu di free abonten ba no. Eno na demand no edoso demand ne doso. Nti amata bia na obi ehia dollar. Na ma dollar no bo no ayedin.
Another shop here, they've also defied the order to shut down their shop. They are also opened.
Anka ya botum basisi na akwede sikanso edi adwuma no. Eno so akwede loan. Obaba bedan yen kande. Nti wonde wonyim de dollar kosoro ana wose wontum ana ma wontum. Wo bala na obaji wonsika. So onye misumi baabi a me enti na ma agbebu de.
So still the Citi newsroom. So what I'm seeing here is a couple of gentlemen here who own shops here. But of course, because of the closure of the shops directive, they've decided to play spa here. So let me join the spa game. I don't know how to play it though. And then we'll take it from here. Yeah, for 5 days.
5 days, Ghana police, baby. Ameke wanga, wagbele. I'm
around Ololo.
Ameti.
Ghana police can you buy billion, my buy money billion.
Biane anukwale evetu kuni peni. No one leaders here one bo ametue.
Young men kaka next week ogbele shop.
No nye market wake ngbele. Ke biane poshi ni ta. Ken customer ba eke ba ni anukwale magbele ko ya fe bi anepo tupo na rent o ake dollar no fiano dollar no wana noni.
The association that triggered this closure is Guta. I'm going to speak to them on the level of compliance and then the questions a lot of people are asking whether this directive they have given will yield any results.
The compliance level, we've had about 95% compliance all over Accra. We've been to Circle, we've been to Okanshi, Kantamanto, Abosokan. The compliance level is, as at the moment, we are at Opera Square, where our members who deal in electricals are here. They've also complied to the directives by Guta. You see, we are not doing this to head government or head government revenue, but we want to send a message. Where we stand now, we think government has not been sensitive to our plight as trading community.
But you've been meeting with government, you met with the Council of State. It wasn't a positive meeting to understand the issues and take a decision?
Yeah, we did. We did meet with the Council of State. The reason being that we were called by Council of State and said they were going to follow. They are advisors, they are not implementers. So, and they are not policy formulators. So they were going to send our message to government. We gave them 1 month. And after 1 month, and at the end of the road, we've not seen any positive change. Our business keep on dying off. We are losing capital as a result of this high interest rate, as a result of high exchange rate and the depreciation. Now, as at the time we were talking to the Council of State, the dollar was 1:10.2. Today, as we are talking, it's almost 13. Government should have come to the table and let us know the pragmatic solutions, decisions that they have taken to mitigate this free fall of the city. Because as it stands now, Vivian, we don't know what government is doing. All that we hear is we are waiting for IMF. But before IMF comes in, what are we doing internally?
Now, so in your shot now, you can see the IGP who has come here to the Opera Square area to interact with the executives of Guta. We know that he's been around certain places where shops have been closed. So we'll see what he wants to, speak with, what he wants to say to the executives here.
Our business. Guta. Our business. Guta. Our business. Coming the IGP. Yes. Azubzaga zubza, you said zubza. Azubzaga zubza. Zubzaga zubzaga zubza. Zubzaga zubzaga zubza. Zubza. You are welcome.
Everybody has the right, as long as it's within the law, to make individual or collective decisions. And when even collective decisions are made and individuals have dissenting opinion, they also have the right to opt out and do whatever they want to, as long as it's within the law. So when, with all your issues that you raised with the meetings and the engagement you had, you came to the final determination that you want to close your shops. As security, law enforcement agency, and the lead security agency in the country internally, we thought across the country we need to deploy officers for them to see to it that if you have closed your shop, people are protecting the shop closed so that nobody will break into it and take your valuables. And if any one of them think that they also want to open their shops, they also open their shop, and police will also give them the protection to assure them that nobody will come and take their things from them or attack them one or the other. So that at the end of the day, those who want to close their shop, they have the freedom to close their shop, so that those who have opened their shop cannot force those who have closed their shop to open their shop. Neither can those who have closed their shops also force those who have opened their shop to close it, because of the dynamics of what? Our democratic dispensation, more importantly, the right of each individual to behave as long as is within the confines of the law. So
serious people, business people, elderly people like we are will never go on the street and fight anybody. That's the assurance that we give you. So over about 95%, I won't see up close to Nano. Obia Pemu. One more the demand is say. And your leadership and the cultural one more chairman. I said, yes, you can see the Mumia Bibia, chairman, yes, you can see Mumia Bibia to one more. And one more car. and one more ankasa atu omupum e bi mini influence wo so and one so omu bebie no duada me ka Friday say yem bia no Friday e ko mo bo me ho e wo council of state won be di me adanse council of state in the press meeting no na no kura wom ni say e kro me ha say yem ma holiday kura holiday government am holiday kura no wo bi etimi e bebie.
Let me take you around other places to give you an idea of how it panned out. We'll take you to Circle, we'll take you to Odoko, we'll take you to Kaneshi to give you an idea of how traders around those spots closed their shops or how they complied with the directive that Guta gave.
At 7:53 this morning, a few words in front of shops disguised the closed doors behind them at Tudu. Makola Mall, a brisk business center that often has its alleyways choked, was empty at 8 a.m. Only a handful of food vendors were around, though a truck was offloading hair products.
Look where the dollar is rich. More than 12 cities. Why? Mr. Jewels.
So how does it affect your business?
Very, very effective. Affecting me, pa. Half.
From Rawlings back towards Whitechapel, the streets were unusually free of traffic, with more closed shops at 8:21 a.m. At Okanshi, Asana, a head porter who would typically be engaged carrying the loads of buyers, was idle just like her other colleagues.
Nasika nema no sika na endorse nti obi abo betima ato bebre na freka yo de betima anya sika kakra no wo nti a obi to ne makra nema sika na endorse nti on to freka.
By 8:54, Okanshi was more spirited than earlier. Gertrude Kotupa, an importer and wholesaler, tells me why her shops remain closed while others are opened.
They are my workers sitting here all over. I have about 20 workers, and some of them I have to sack them because of the way euro, the dollar, and the pounds are going up. Because if I don't sack them, how will I pay them? Because a month I spend over 20,000 paying them. And then with this issue, and the tax, and then the VAT, almost 100%. Now I have things to even clear at the port. They are saying 3 containers, I should pay 535,000. Where am I going to get it? They should do something about the issue. Government, what are you doing about the issue? What are you saying? Do something. Those who have opened their shop, they are retailers. They don't import, so they can open their shop. After they finish selling, when they come, we'll multiply the things and sell to them. Thank you.
For this buyer from Kaswa, she simply is stranded, combing through Okanshi to get the right price.
This is the 4th shop, and all the shops have been locked. The few of them that they want to sell to us, the prices too are very high. I'm from Kaswa, so I have to walk through to see if I can get some. If not, my transport has gone, my time has been wasted.
I met her 30 minutes later, only to hear her lament the price of the same product she was looking for had increased.
Yes.
Did you get what you wanted?
No, I did not.
Why?
Because the prices have just increased again. The box is 5-1 in the morning. One of 2 shops have opened. I just came back to the same place when I asked. It says 5-4.
After traveling for more than 9 hours from Yendi in the northern region, Hajia Amina got to Okanshi only to find shops closed.
It's terrible because when I came, the shops are closed. And then when I asked the price has been jumping so much. So some of them I come back. So I prepared to go back.
What if they didn't open the gates for you? Because as it stands now, they are closing.
They are closing.
They open it just for you. So if they didn't open it, what would you have done?
I'm going back because I couldn't buy my things. They said they won't sell. They said they are not selling.
So you saw there on your screens the members of the Ghana Union of Traders Association are closing their shops. one reason is because of the depreciation of the cedi and the increasing inflation. Well, the last one who we interviewed made mention of the fact that people who are also not closing their shops are the retailers, and after the exercise is done, they will triple their price, which I think it's not. I think it's part of the problem, because if the importers are having issues and the retailers are selling, and after the 5-day activity, you're going to triple your price, I don't think it's right.
It's not right, but the bigger problem here is the aloofness, really, of the Ministry of Finance in all of this. I mean, what was the last time you heard a minister speak since the cedi depreciation began to skyrocket? What was the last time you heard even the deputies speak on the matter? I mean, fiscal policy handlers, monetary policy handlers, everybody is quiet, and it looks like, for me, it appears as though this is a government that has run out of solutions and really don't know what to do again. The e-levy appeared to be the last brain plan, really, of this government to address the challenges the economy is facing. But look at how it failed woefully. And so now it's like a free fall, really, and everything is just going. I mean,
you know the cedi is still depreciating.
Exactly. As of today, we woke up and it's crossed the 13 cedi mark. So for me, it is sad that we have to get to this point. And for me, I've always maintained that, see, we cannot continue to go like this. And look at the level of compliance with the Guta protest yesterday. About 90%, and all across board, our reporters were able to verify that it indeed is true that people have closed their shops. Some who were not even in so much support of the closure of the shop, even partook in the exercise, even though they wanted the association to vent their spleen in a different way. But the truth of the matter is that it appears, and some people have had cause to say it on social media, that it appears this is a government that has lost, I mean, its ability to rescue the situation. And for me, listening to the Deputy Minister of Trade yesterday speak, I was struggling to understand what exactly government's position is on the matter. The only thing he kept saying is that we are meeting with Guta, we are speaking to them, we are trying to get them to call off their protest.
Government is actually shocked at the stance of Guta, because they've engaged them extensively, and their plights are going to be addressed, so they don't see the reason why the members or the leadership will call that their shops should be closed, because government is showing commitment to address their concerns.
I'm sorry, but it's really not enough. And at this point, I don't think what Guta wants to hear is that we are working to address the situation. They want to see proper action plans to it. And for me, see, I expect the finance minister to really get his acts together and begin to speak on the issue. I expect that by now he should have a plan. I mean, in March, he came to announce to us some 12 cost-cutting measures to rescue the city. What has happened? What has changed?
Of course. So we will bring you more on this. Let's go to our correspondent, or my colleague in the newsroom, Fred Duho, who is at Okanshi to assess the day 2 of the exercise, because this is expected to last for 5 days. Fred, good morning. If you can hear me, what can you tell us? Are some of the shops still closed, if not all?
Philip, good morning. And I can say that a number of shops are still closed, and the usual numbers you would see at Okanshi market on ordinary days is lacking, in the sense that you will see people going about their normal duties, but not as much as it used to be. And some of the shops that we understand belong to the Ghana Union of Traders Association, which are still closed here at the Okanshi market. If you know the Okanshi market very well, it's directly opposite the Accra regional office of the police MTTV. And on that stretch, you will see that all manner of products are being sold here, ranging from the confectionaries, drugs, and many of the items, household items you would find are all on this particular market going. But as it stands now, people are going about their duties. People are entering some of the shops and buying, but those who belong to the Guta as an association, they have closed their shops. I can count not less than 10 where I stand currently while filing this report. And these shops, I am even in front of some of them, and I can see about 5 of them behind me that are still closed. So, in effect, members of Guta who really side with their leadership have their shop closed.
Okay.
While those who do not really agree with what is happening or who are not members necessarily with Guta are operating.
Okay, Fred, as of yesterday, when the exercise started, we saw that there was a task force that went round to ensure that members under the union or the association embarked on this exercise. Is that the same situation today?
Philip, what I can report is that I can see a police officer or some policemen stationed within the market square. Basically, their role is to ensure some level of peace and offer protection to all manner of persons going about their duties here in the market. So you won't see people in the name of a task force necessarily going about closing people's shops, but you will see policemen who have been stationed here. As you may be aware, that as of yesterday, the IGP himself was on the field, moving from one market square to the other, ensuring that everyone's security would be assured. And I can say that about 3 police officers are here, basically stationed here to ensure that nothing untoward happens. So there are no task force in sight, but you can see security personnel around ensuring that people go about their duties.
Thank you so much, Fred Duho. Fred Duho is my colleague in the newsroom who is stationed at Okainshi to assess day 2 of the exercise that is being embarked on by members under the Ghana Union of Traders Association. Jude, your final comments before we wrap up on this particular topic.
Like I was saying, see, if you understand how the Ghana economy works, it's the biggest issue with our economy really is our debt. And our debt levels has become unsustainable. Look at where our total debt stock is as a country. And if you listen to the conversation surrounding the IMF is not going to lend money to a country whose debt is clearly unsustainable. And all of this is because our fiscal policy handlers, and I want to mention particularly the finance ministry, have not been forthcoming with information and as to how they plan to really address some of these challenges the economy is facing. And I've always said that, see, for the finance minister who had publicly declared that he was not in support of an IMF program, I think it's only fair on principle that if you don't support us going to the IMF, now that government made a U-turn and decided to go to the IMF, it's only fair to say, hey, I mean, on principle, I didn't agree with us going. And for that reason, I want to step aside so a fresh face, someone with the fresh ideas can come up and see how things can be rescued. Advanced economies have done it. I mean, it happened recently in the UK. Yeah. So for me, I struggle to understand why we still want to hold on to some of these things. I mean, we are in a serious problem.
We'll still monitor what happens with the Guta situation. So stay with us on Citi FM and Citi TV, and we bring you all the updates on whatever happens with membership or the members under the Ghana Union of Traders Association. Still to come, the Greater Accra Security Council begins demolition of unlawful structures erected at Sakumo Ramsar site. Stay with us, we'll be back with more. Many thanks for staying with us on CNR Extra on Citi TV. You can join us with your comments, contributions, and your suggestions on 0550585832. Let's bring you some more stories. And the Greater Accra Security Council has commenced an exercise to demolish all unlawfully erected structures at Sakumo Ramsar site.
Sakumo Ramsar site originally spans an area of about 3,500 acres of land. About 1,200 acres of the same land holds thousands of water whenever it rains. This is to help prevent flooding in some of the communities around the Ramsar site. Now, over the years, there's been encroachment and wanton development of the same Ramsar site lands. The Greater Accra regional minister who is head of the Regional Security Council for about 2 months now, has been sending signals to developers around these areas, has been cautioning individuals who are putting up structures on the Ramsar site. Now, the Ramsar site, when you come here, has the core Ramsar itself, and then, of course, there's the transition area, and then there is the buffer. On the 19th of October, Wednesday, the Regional Security Council, led by the regional minister, has commenced a demolition exercise to prevent possible flooding in the future when the rains should come down heavy. The minister, together with the Security Council, has embarked on this exercise to prevent any possible flooding in the future. Exercise, of course, started around Klagong, the new area called Klagong West Hills, and of course some earth moving equipment have been brought to the area, and as you can see, mostly fence walls that have been put up to secure lands purchased by these developers or individuals. What is being affected, it's mostly the fence walls that are being pulled down. The exercise, which started early, just around 7:30 a.m., came to a halt briefly. There was a temporary pause, for which reason we are not sure. But then, of course, the men who are leading or ensuring the safety and the success of this exercise pulled from the Ghana Immigration Service, the Ghana Police Service, and the military, were pulled back to the main Klagong police station. After a number of hours or of a few minutes, the regional minister, Henry Korte, showed up. He addressed the officers and, of course, briefed the press and gave the go-ahead for the work to continue.
For the task you are about to take, we are aware that the place is a swampy area. You are likely to have some challenges because of the machines you are going to use. I want to appeal to you. Your targets will be given to you by your field officers, your commanders. You will follow strict instructions from your field commanders, and you don't do otherwise.
Henry Korte just briefing the officers before they set off, giving them the marching orders. So we'll take a briefing from the regional minister now.
Today we are here because during Kwame Nkrumah's time, lands from this area all the way to Tema was acquired by executive instruments where the head lease was under TDC. Some parts of the acquired lands was ceded for the purposes of Ramsar. That is on your right-hand side. We are told that the total acreage is over 3,000 acres. As we speak, we are reliably informed that well over 2,500 acres of government land have been encroached upon with impunity. They have built. As if that is not enough. Currently, as we speak, I'm sure you've been to the site. You have seen that people overnight, they fill the core area of the Ramsar, the lagoon, and they are building. Mr. President, a few months ago, gave directives that all buildings sitting in waterways must be removed. Again, you recall, about a week ago, incidents that took place around Weja, where people's houses were virtually submerged in water. It is said that prevention is better than cure. This exercise is not in any way, shape, or form to victimize anybody. What the exercise is about today is to target buildings, or in fact, fence walls that have been erected in the core area, water. They are building in the water. So the men and women, as you see today, will have 3 phases of the work. Today, tomorrow, and day 3, they are going to bring down all the fence walls that are in the water. I'm sure you've seen it. Once they've done that, there will be another critical assessment where the agency and the lands, forestry, will now identify buildings that are still sited in the waterway. And then they are marked. and then the next phase will continue. So we shall continue with the exercise by the grace of God to remove fence walls in the waterway.
Regional Minister Henry Korte, after that brief pause, intimating or re-echoing his resolve to ensure that these structures, these fence walls are pulled down to prevent flooding in future. And so the work has begun in earnest and is continuing at the Sakumo Ramsar site, where these equipments, these bulldozers, are pulling down some of these fence walls, as you see being done behind me. However, the chief of the area, he has been expressing some reservations with respect to this demolition exercise. Thank you very much, Nian. You're welcome to the Citi News.
Thank you very much.
Please, are you aware of this exercise?
I'm not aware.
So what do you make of it? That you wake up in the morning and earth-moving equipment have been brought to your area and structures on lands within the area are being pulled down?
That is very astonishing moment, because since we're here a long time, if there's anything, we talk to the authorities. The only thing we need is regularization. And we know where the wildlife people, they say the core area, the transition, and then what? The buffer. And this our area don't fall where they are breaking, doesn't fall on any of the buffer or the core area. So, in fact, it's just a wonderful thing. I think some people are planning to go and share the land. And you see, now look at how Ghana is. Are you getting me? And people have been getting land using their money to, build houses. No notice. I mean, come and identify with, here with them. Then the people who may know, but you wake up all of a sudden and come. Are you getting me? All of a sudden, we heard in the news yesterday, and they are here to do this.
To be fair to the regional minister, he's mentioned this over the period, at least for about 2 months, that he'll be moving to the Ramsar site. Have there been any engagements prior to this action?
Nothing has happened. Nobody has met with anybody. We heard they were there. And then they talk of core area, buffer and transition. So we went in to find where is the core area and where is the transition and where is the buffer. And they show us all. So we are not in Klagon here, in any part of the buffer area. And then more so, what happened is they were saying on waterway. I think you also when you went there, do you see any building in water? There's no water. So what are you lying Ghanaians for? I mean, I don't care. But we'll enter to the bottom of this matter and want the areas to be regularized. People who are there will be maintained. You understand me? No way. Now, we don't have to sit down here for bets. You say, does he understand what is Ramsar? They say it's for bet. You understand me? Which people vote? Is he not human being? Have you seen bet voting before? So we are here.
In this land, or this area that was demolished this morning, are you aware of the lands there and the sale to the persons there? Was this done illegally?
I'm the chief, so I am aware of any building over there. I mean, any structure there, I'm aware.
The Tema West constituency chairman for the NPP, Kwesi Poku Bosompem, who was at the site of the demolition, questioned the mode and scope of the exercise.
Seriously, I personally feel that government lands are government lands, and I will not condone any illegality, anybody who tries to steal government lands. No. My question is this: those who bought the lands bought from people who don't own the lands. When you buy a land that is not good, you can be punished. Who sold the land is also a thief as you who bought the land. What are we doing to those who sold the lands to the people? Sir John was here. All this warnings went. Stakeholder engagement. What kind of stakeholder engagement was done? Because for me, as party chairman, I didn't seriously hear so much about this exercise. When I checked yesterday, it was going to be an exercise here. It is the discretion of the regional minister and his regional security council. I don't have a problem. They were saying that it was waterways. My brother, what was done there today? Is it waterways you were clearing? Is it water? You understand? Specific exercise was assigned to the police. You understand? There are people in the waterways down there that their properties have not been cleared, but those on the hills have been cleared. So if it is bad for everybody.
You think this exercise is discriminatory?
That is what I'm saying. What is down on the ground? What I am seeing on the ground is what I'm basing my evidence on to speak. I can bring the regional minister is my friend, is my brother. I can bring him to pinpoint what I'm talking about now. And I'm saying that police and military present, 600, I'm told 600. For what? And the IMF, for what? Are we not going to pay them ration? They brought them into a school. Who planned their exercise? Is the person a professional? Put them into a school that they are writing BEC there. The children are calling, Chairman, police will be They came as early as 5 o'clock to like 8, 9, 10 that they are moving, causing panic and fear for children who are writing exams. So my argument is, who planned the exercise? What was it? Are we going to war?
This is a very important and it's a very scary issue, because when you buy the land, you pay for the land, you buy cement, you buy iron rod, you pay for the mason or the per diem, let me put it that way, or daily payment to the mason. You are going to buy stones. Your time is needed before all these things, even water. You are going to pay for the water that is going to use for the mixing of the mortar and all that before you would pay for labor. And from nowhere, the building will be pulled down. So why don't you do the right thing before you buy the land?
I mean, it's a very important question you're asking, and we have the MPP constituency chairman for the area who spoke to Nana Tufo, also make some really interesting questions about why is law enforcement not going after people who also sold the land. And for me, it's very important because, I mean, recall the public furore that happened here when it emerged that the late Forestry Commission boss had parts of the land in his will. And for me, it was a very serious thing to happen in the country, especially when it involved someone who is being mandated by law to act as to keep our green spaces and our forests safe. So it was shocking. And if you go back to the Ramsar Convention that was ratified by our government in 1971 to be a part of it, I mean, it is shocking the level of devastation if allowed our green spaces to endure. I mean, on the early this year in May, on the Point of View show, we happened to do an editorial on safeguarding Ghana's green spaces. And during the research, of course, I'm part of the production, so during the research, we emerged that for this particular Sakumo Ramsar site, the original size was actually some 6,750 acres, out of which the current size estimated is about 3,500. And this is just estimated and in May. And you understand that since May up until now, it's even become more with regards to the level of encroachment. So it's serious, and we've just disregarded every single...
I always raise questions with the acquisition of land in this country, especially in the capital.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to buy a land in Accra. So if you want to buy a land in Accra, let the right thing be done. You are buying a land in Waterway, you are buying the land in Ramsar site, you are buying a land at unauthorized places. These are the things that will happen. And I think, though they are saying that some people have raised questions with how the Greater Accra Regional Minister has gone about it, consultation, all that. You can't please everybody, but the right thing has to be done.
The truth of the matter is that you don't break the law in an attempt to fix the law.
Exactly.
So, I mean, if they feel for some reason that the minister erred in his approach, then that is why the courts exist. But I think it's a step in the right direction. I mean, for crying out loud, the level of gentrification in Accra is reaching serious proportions, and we can't continue to have a concrete jungle in all areas of the land. Mind you, not too long ago, we heard about a 40% declassification of Achimota Forest, and now the Sakumo Ramsar site. And it's a very important place because, I mean, if you do a little geography, they tell you that it's actually a hub for migratory birds and all of that. It's like it's become a safe green space in a fast becoming concrete jungle. So it is sad that we allow this level of deterioration. And if for anything at all, I think we should rather commend the Greater Accra Regional Minister. It's a bold step to take because, I mean, I'm sure to involve a lot of money. Look at, I mean, you can't
the
just...
deployment of the security officers.
and the
excavators and all that were taking
the
them.
effrontery and the guts to go all out and actually pull down some of these structures, for me, is quite bold. And I really hope the state protects him, and he has all of us, all of Ghanaians' support in such a very strong tax.
Well, so the minister, that is the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Henry Quartey, has indicated that this is going to be done in phases. It started yesterday. It's going on today. We are told that it hasn't yet started, but hopefully by close of day, we would give you all the update on it. Still to come on CNR Extra. Woman sustains knife injuries after some assailants attempted beheading her at Gomwa Akoti in the Central Region. Stay with us, we'll be back with more. We are grateful for joining us still on CNR Extra. Let's move straight to the next story, where a woman who has sustained knife injuries because some assailants attempted beheading her in Gomwa Akoti.
A woman believed to be in her early 40s has sustained knife wounds after some 4 persons allegedly attempted beheading her at Gomwa Akoti in the Central Region. According to the woman, who wishes to remain anonymous, she left home for work at about 5:30 a.m. on Wednesday when the incident happened. She explains that upon reaching the Gomwa Akoti intersection, the 4 assailants in a saloon car attacked her, held her down, and attempted beheading her. She struggled with them until they finally let her go.
The woman is reported to have left home on Wednesday morning around 5:30 a.m. when the incident happened. She indicated that upon reaching the Gomwa Akoti section, 4 individuals in a saloon car attacked her and attempted to behead her. Though she attempted to give her bag and mobile phone to the attackers, they insisted they wanted her head. She, however, managed to escape but sustained knife wounds on her left hand. Here is the victim narrating the incident to Citi News.
Ahomache mesore se mekọ adwuma no ma nanti frojobi saa bedu akweti masalachi ho no na mehu se private car me ma adwene se ye trotro krampo na ebe stop na obi nsi ehọ na no di car e di abọ me da fom ehọ na masa sore ato na oyi sikan free ni car no mo so obetwa me ko na me di misa left na dia so ninsa no nti won to me second one also di by na me di right and so ninsa third one ba no me di me na dia butu na yase ehọ na driver na pie so ba na me di e dia fauma yase e dia ko dre gotam ehọ no mo to ka koe me tina na mo hwehwe because me di me phone na ma o ma anje bag no krampo o mo mfa anya hwe di o hwehwe na anka me sa krampo sa anka obetwa me nsa etina na o hwehwe obi ankasa can free Winneba by Accra side na me so me ko Winneba kwano so.
Family members of the victim once pleased to intensify their operations in that enclave to deal with rising crime.
Say ya doso awo kaswa kuti to Winneba ya doso say GP so ma commanders in the address for patrol on so he say I am any IGP. Omundi omuna besi from no mo hwese urukasam ne bonfo sema yakoso wo oman Ghana mu no obetumi afi anya sa emwa ema dwadie asetena ne asomdwe enkoso ewo asetena mu chance nipa no opie kura odi hu na eko fizo besre timamufo no so se omundi mu bebie nipa bonifo bi hihye ne ade a omma abambofo no asonti na yanchi wo mu.
So at least we thank God that the woman wasn't beheaded and the assailants couldn't achieve whatever they wanted to do. But one thing that we must all call for is security. Yeah. Because if this happens, then that means that the security there has to be beefed up. Investigations must be conducted to find out who these individuals are, and sanctions must be meted out.
Yeah, rightly so. I mean, I believe in grace. I believe in miracles.